Hey guys, I'm Googie, and today we're going to talk about if China tricked the world into lockdowns. Now, the original idea behind the lockdown makes sense. Like, if a virus is spreading around, like if everybody just stays in their houses, like the virus probably won't be able to spread further, right? Now, maybe some people have the virus and they're in their house, but not everybody who's under quarantine has the virus. So maybe those who have the virus, they recover in 14 days, right? And in that household, the virus isn't there. Now, maybe if everyone who had the virus was quarantining until they didn't have it anymore, then the virus could have been gone. But that strategy could be further from the truth. As this article states, it goes like this. China, an enormous disinformation campaign spread via social media and through compromised voices in Western politics, science, and medicine, aggressively pushed for other nations to follow its lead with the goal of intentionally destroying their economies. Well, yeah, I can see how the US economy has kind of went down under social distancing. Like, many of your favorite places that you may have gone to for fun, it's now closed. Like, there's this bowling alley that I used to like going to with my friends for fun. It's been closed since March. And I mean, it's kind of needless to say that, I haven't had to have a good bowl with my friends in a while. Like over the summer, I haven't been able to have a good bowl with my friends. I think the last time I went bowling with my friends was like probably a year ago. But yeah, guys, it's not only bowling alleys, it's also other small businesses, like maybe some stores you used to like, cafes, restaurants. And there are some bars, clubs, restaurants that don't have space for outdoor seating, so they have literally gone under. And this is quite unfortunate and hard to watch. Now, here's a tweet from this guy named Michael P. Senger. This is the tweet here. By promoting fraudulent data, aggressively deploying disinformation, and flexing its institutional clout, Beijing transformed its snake oil lockdowns into science, crippling rival economies by expanding its influence and slowing authoritarian values. Yeah, exactly. Like, if a bunch of the economies are down and China's economy is not down, then yeah, China might have an easier time taking over. Like, in our economy, there's less of a circulation of money going around because, well, people aren't traveling for work, people aren't traveling much for vacations. I think some people are going out to eat, like having a good meal, so at least that's good. I mean, so the economy is not completely shut, but it is slowly recovering, and I am grateful for that. However, we are not fully there yet, back to a point where we should be, where normal life is returned. I mean, other thoughts I've considered during these lockdowns was, yeah, sure, you may be able to avoid the virus, but what about physical exercise and mental health? Like, if gyms were closed, you can't really get physical exercise. I mean, sure, you can go out to take a walk, you can go for a run, you put a mask on, but there's still a bit of exposure. What about mental health? Like, if you're not talking to your friends, hanging out with your friends, I mean, sure, Zoom calls work and you can still see people's faces and like interact with them, but by no means is it the same as hanging out and doing fun activities with your friends in person. Now, I do understand the health risks and health concerns, but it can essentially go both ways. Like, you avoid the virus, that's fine, but your mental and physical health could go down. Your mental and physical health, like, you take care of it. You go out, you still do your exercise and etc. And you have a risk of catching the virus. But now more gyms have opened up and Gyms in my state have opened up as well, so I am happy about that. We are slowly but surely making progress. Now, throughout this time, China may have lied about their lower numbers, or China may have said that they're fixing the problem the fastest, or that it is not as severe in their country as it is in other countries. However, this article quotes, in the meantime, social media had been flooded with terrifying leaked videos apparently showing apocalyptic scenes, apocalyptic scenes from the virus epicenter. Bodies stacked in hospital highways. Bodies stacked in hospital hallways. People collapsing in the street. So, I mean, as far as I know, at least it hasn't been like that in the US, but it has still been pretty serious. However, the US and other reputable countries never claimed that it wasn't an issue in their country and never claimed that it wasn't serious and was fully honest on their numbers regardless of how high it is. However, here, we can't say the same about China because they claim one thing, the governments claim low numbers and like fast improvement, but people's pictures show something different. So yes, we know the virus originated from China, but they weren't even willing to admit that. In March, China's official blamed the coronavirus outbreak on the US military. Well, okay, the thing is that the soldiers, like if they have a virus, if they have an infection, they usually do not go fight the war because they would not be in the best shape to do so. And I'm pretty sure the US military, they wouldn't want any of the soldiers spreading any sort of virus to any of the other military men, as it would derail the military in the fight, and it would just put the US military in a bad shape and eventually like lose the war. So I don't think the US military would let that happen. But yeah. The exact source of the virus has not been confirmed. However, there are two theories. It either came from a lab or it came from a wet market animal. I believe the latter one, that it came from the bat. However, even though China initiated the problem, like they were the one who started the problem, they're offering advice, and Italy was the first one to follow. Okay. On March 9th, Italy became the first country outside China to implement the WHO's advice. Chinese officials who visited Italy a few days later advised the lockdown was not strict enough and there are still too many people and behaviors on the streets to improve. Makes sense, but again, this is just like someone putting a virus on your computer and they call you and say, hey, there is a virus on your computer, we can help you fix it, just pay us $200 and we'll get it off your computer, or some ridiculously high amount of money and we'll get it off your computer. But no, they're the ones who put it on your computer. Now, I know in Italy, they didn't want to blame any particular person, source, or country for the virus, or think that anyone would intentionally spread the virus, because they like to believe that everyone is good-spirited and has goodwill. And this is up to a point where they take advice from China and they say, go China, go Italy, and thank you, China. Oh, and another part of the problem that you wouldn't believe is that some of the big universities like Harvard have undisclosed financial ties to the Chinese government. Like, it's a secret relationship, like, in a way. At least if they're giving advice from the Chinese government, they should at least say that they're affiliated with the Chinese government, so then people would know, like, to kind of think twice before taking any advice they say. Because without them saying that they were affiliated with the Chinese government or they had some financial ties to it, the information is kind of skewed. Like, it would sound like Harvard students or like Harvard faculty researched the issue. They've done so much research, so much time spent into it, and they came up with a solution. But no, instead, the Chinese government just says, oh yeah, say this, say this, say this. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'll just spread it. The information, right? So then they somehow like keep on getting money from China. I don't fully understand this, but this is something that the article is saying. However, guys, the article also says, as citizens of the US, Australia, UK, and other Western countries struggle through various degrees of lockdown, China, it seems like, may be having the last laugh. Like, yeah, guys, we really need to think about the credibility here. A country that first creates the virus, well, I mean, I understand that accidents can happen, right? But there's no transparency here, like what exactly was the source of the virus, how many people got the virus, or how they can even prevent the virus from happening in the future. And the interesting thing was that they had a huge summer pool party in, guess where? In Wuhan, the place where the virus originated. They had a huge summer pool party there. And I can show you guys a few pics of it. What's this? Oh, looks like someone's falling in love here. That it looks like it's a couple that's about to kiss. Or maybe it's not a couple. Maybe like... Or maybe they just met up. Maybe they just met each other at the party and like they're ready to hook up. So this is a man and woman going in for a kiss and a passionate little hug there. So wow, it seems like they're having a lot of fun. But wait, there is more. And here it looks like we have a fun girls' night out here. Girls dancing, partying. It's been a while since we've seen many of those in the US. And here we go, guys. We have a bunch of pictures of the Wuhan pool party. And before I wrap up this video, I'm just going to leave you guys off with a final quote. And then I'll wrap up the video. And there is the possibility that shutting down the world, Chinese President Xi, who envisions a socialist future for China as the center, knows exactly what he was doing. Anyways, guys, it seems like China's not following their own advice. They're having a bunch of fun, a bunch of nice parties, a bunch of nightclubs open, girls' nights out, partying, and etc. But in the US, we haven't seen that for a while. We can't even get our college dorm parties back, or just college club gatherings back, or events as well. We can't get like concerts back. We can't even get social events where they hand out donuts in colleges right now. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this down below in the comment space. Did China trick us with the lockdowns, or do you think this is legitimate advice? I think it might have started out as legitimate advice, but now there is something I feel like we are missing, something I feel like that we are doing wrong. And now China, I guess, does not want to offer any more suggestions. So yeah, I think there has to be something else that we need to do. Maybe vaccine needs to come out soon. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comment space. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, bell notifications, and share. I'm Googie!